We turn now to the latest tech and business news here in this part of the world. I have Abby Lee here in the studio who will be covering the latest plan to join the internet-only banking industry, right, G?
That's right, Sunny. So in today's segment, let's talk about the online-only lenders in Korea with a focus on the latest player, 토스뱅크. It's been a week since Viva Republica launched the 토스뱅크 service. The mother firm has 6 companies under its umbrella, its namesake Viva Republica, and 5 other financial service providers, including TOS Payments and TOS Securities. Adding to these, the new online banking service offers credit loans, savings, and deposits, but its primary focus is on expanding mid-range interest rate loans.
Right. Now, TOS is a popular app for payment services here. Do tell us a bit more, though, about its loan service.
Sure. So the idea of the online-only lender was starting to materialize back in the summer. Earlier in June, the bank received final approval from Korea's Financial Services Commission. And ahead of the launch, 토스뱅크 set its minimum interest rate on credit loans at 2.76% per year, the lowest among commercial banks. The average interest rate charged on credit loans offered by major commercial banks here have hovered between 3 to 4% in recent months. The lender vowed to extend more than 30% of its loans to borrowers with low to moderate credit scores like young people and small business owners by the end of this year. That is perhaps the biggest draw for 토스뱅크, along with a whopping 2% interest rate on basic checking accounts. It also doesn't charge any ATM fees and offers 45,500 won worth of debit card benefits per month. On the day of the launch on October 5th, more than 1.2 million people signed up for the service.
Right, becoming quite popular. Now, how does online lending work, especially amid government calls for tougher lending regulations to ease household debt?
Great question. So for that, let's get into the background a little bit. As you rightly pointed out, under the Moon Jae-in administration, financial authorities have been seeking to rein in on the growing household debt and put a cap on the real estate prices. That led to stricter requirements for loans, including mortgages. The regulator earlier this year urged local banks to limit the annual growth of their loans to only 5%, but, and this is a big but, that does not apply to lenders who only operate online like 토스뱅크.
Right, so we're looking at a loophole for these online lenders then?
In a way, yes, but they are subject to follow the authority's suggestion to keep the maximum amount of credit loans allowed for individuals to below their annual earnings. That's why the new online bank has implemented the maximum loan limit of 270 million won, which is equivalent to about 230,000 US dollars. The borrowing limit for credit loans via overdraft accounts at 토스뱅크 will be around 100 million won.
I see. Now, what other online-only banks do we have here in the country?
So there are 2, 카카오뱅크 and Kbank. 카카오뱅크 is the country's first online lender established in 2017, and it's still Korea's biggest internet-only bank. By the first half of this year, the number of KakaoBank customers reached 16.7 million, a 34% increase from the end of 2019. The bank also succeeded in generating a net profit within 2 years of its launch. This performance is largely attributed to KakaoTalk's ubiquity among customers, with 9 out of every 10 Koreans using the messenger. Kbank also began operations in 2017, with its largest owner being the telecommunications giant KT Corporation. Some 20 companies, including Uribank and NH Investment and Securities, have stakes in the online lender. Kbank is also planning to go public on the Korea Exchange in 2 years. Both Kakao and Kbank offer mid-interest rate products and announced they would expand the product's proportion to 20.8% and 21.5% respectively.
Right. And I hear KakaoBank is also looking to extend its presence beyond national borders.
That's correct. KakaoBank is actually looking toward Southeast Asia. A recent report by S&P Global Market Intelligence show the internet-only bank has the potential to tap into millions of international users on the messaging app KakaoTalk. The report mentioned 2 countries in particular as potential viable markets. The report stated KakaoBank could target Thailand and Indonesia in its international plans, as these fast-growing economies are already the largest overseas markets for Kakao Corp's instant messaging platform. Thanks to the bank's IPO back in August, KakaoBank has ample cash to fine-tune its overseas business plans. That's all for me today. I'll be back next week.
All right, G, as always, thank you very much for that coverage.
Thanks for having me.